Light announcement, I put a lifesaver in my mouth right before I started, so if I choke to death, I apologize in advance. Public comment. This is the period of time when citizens are given the opportunity to address the board. The time limit is 3 minutes. It should be an item pertinent to the business before the supervisors, and here we go. Who's up? Raise your hand if you're interested. We don't have a list, do we? No. Okay. Yes, sir.
George Rowan, 2288 Flint Drive. I have been talking to a lot of residents in the community, and there have been so many of them that have had negative issues with the code enforcement of South Strabane. One of the residents had a driveway put on his property causing drainage, and the manager and code enforcement claimed the neighbor didn't need a permit, which the township ordinance states he does. Why was that ignored or not understood by code enforcement? There is an issue on Floral Hill where multiple violations have taken place on one property, and the township refuses to send it to the zoning hearing board, who denied the variance 6 years ago for some of these issues. Is this township violating laws and picking and choosing who has to obey them? I was on the board of my HOA for years, and I took and I'm still taking slack because I followed the rules and treated everyone the same. Recently, a right to know was issued where emails between a resident and South Strabane code enforcement officer Troy Lucas was obtained. Lucas stated that he is happy the old board lost and then granted a fence permit that wasn't even allowed in the HOA yet. They changed the rule 10 days later, but the point is, and you are more than welcome to read the emails, he clearly did this for this resident. He's expressing his dislike of our board, who had no interaction with him, and that was disturbing to me. At what point is this township going to treat all residents with respect and make sure that there is not special treatment outside of the ordinances? My other concern is laboratory school being sold and possibly changing the fabric of the community. Why are we all finding out about this last minute? I am going to ask this board to please consider changing the zoning in this district from R4 to R2. If this stays R4, a number of things could go in that may prove detrimental to the local residents. We have ball teams that use that, and people that rent the pavilion. Where are they going to park? Pancake is a community. They have had picnics there at for Pancake at Billy Bell for years. Is it fair to the residents not to take measures to protect their standard of living and their safety? Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to address the board, sir? Oh, I'm sorry. Can't see over there. Come on down. Got Russ's head in my way here. You know how that works.
2328 Flint Drive. I just wanted to commend the township on the paving of Fisher Road. That's been needed. They did a good job. It was quick. I didn't hear a lot of people complain about the traffic or anything being held up. I kind of wish they would, back where I'm from, they tar and chip the roads a lot. That would have slowed like the Teslas and BMWs and things like that down. Yeah. But a couple of things I want to bring up. Past legislature that was tabled here by the township when I first moved into the community, that I'd like to see sometime brought back up. One is the parking in the cul-de-sac. I know these are tough issues, but you know, especially up in Bay Manor, and I know there's other areas, but the cul-de-sacs are relatively small, smaller than what they should have been. The other day, and the kids, they shouldn't be playing in the cul-de-sac, but they do. Kids are kids. So, you know, just like waste management come up, and the guys backing up, and I'm not sure, unfortunately, it's all the kids. removed, but, you know, a lot of them are riding those electric scooters and things like that on the asphalt, making noise, and they're not always here when it's on. So I think it's something that we could address. That way the trucks wouldn't have to back up, they could make the turn. The other issue is like the on the street parking. And I know you had a lot of ups and downs about that, but, you know, on some of the narrow streets, it makes it really tough. I know we have a, you know, a special issue up in Spain Manor. There's a turn on Shawnee that makes it really hazardous when people are parking on the street there. It's just tough. I just like to board to consider possibly bringing those things up sometime in the future. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And there are more people over here that were raising their hand.
No, but Franklin, I just wanted to ask one quick question.
Surely.
Has the township ever thought about putting sprinklers in for the kids?
Oh.
You know, like a little.
You mean
splash pad.
outside?
Yeah.
You said the end of it. I don't know. Has that ever been discussed? Anybody?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
You mean like in the park?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know Chartiers just got one and it seems like something nice for the kids, but.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because one of the things I was going to hopefully bring to everybody's attention tonight is that we have a dormant Parks and Rec Board. We are looking for citizens who are interested in serving on the Parks and Rec Board. So if that is you, get yourself an application at the front desk, not tonight, but on a normal day, fill it out, get it to us. We can't convene that board until we have enough people. Right now, we have like 2 or 3. And so, yes, then that kind of an idea can come before that board. They can work out the gory details, figure out where the water is coming from and all that jazz, bring it to the board, and then we move down. The problem right now is there's nobody talking about recreation in the parks because.
Okay, I did not know that.
All right, so that's my public service announcement. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Larry Stenner, Preston Road. Question I have, I see here under new business, on 427 North Main Street. They're redoing that house, and I kind of glanced at it. It doesn't seem to have a thing to redo the house.
No, it's a subdivision that's taking a large plot of land and dividing it into
Correct,
2 parcels.
but they've already started on it, and I just don't see a building permit. 'Cause it's
That I
gonna
don't know.
be, okay. I
But the
just
thing on
wanted-
the agenda is to split that property. into
Because I know they've already started on the house, working on it.
That's a different subject.
Okay, all right. And I figured they're gonna redo the whole thing, you're gonna put plumbing in it,
They have a permit.
but they don't have it.
No, they do.
They do have
They
a permit.
just put it up? Okay.
He's saying they have applied for one and have been
Because I just
granted.
wondered,
Yeah, whether it's posted properly or not, that
thank you. for
there
your
is
time.
such a thing.
Thank you.
Thank you for raising the question. All right, we're done over there. Now we're over here.
We stay here.
I'd rather you come up here, but I don't really care, whatever.
Can't hear if they're not close to the microphone, FYI.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm hoping that people,
Okay, since our last meeting, the community's found out that Trinity is selling a property assessed at over $2 million for $200,000. I have several problems with this as a taxpayer and a resident of South Trevane. I don't think they ever bid it out, which I realize is not your problem, but did they make you aware of what was going on? And if so, why weren't the residents made aware? This is a property that will affect neighborhood and the fabric of the Pancake community. Most importantly, it is attaches to a park. It will also affect taxes. I realize right now there are none being paid, but if you bring in a problem versus a school, there will be more strain on our services and our neighborhood. There are concerns that it may become a drug rehab, and because this is R4, it's possible and right next to a playground. If it becomes apartments, from which what it has been said it will, they will not be big, but we will have high density housing and traffic on a street that is short and has no parking for the park as it is. The parking for the park has been used for years. The school has used the parking for the park has been used, the school for years. Now, a lot of the ball teams use this. There's times it gets pretty congested there. And I think it's rather short-sighted to let this get away. I'm asking that you rezone this area, start the process tonight to preserve this community and stop any problems. Make it an R2 so that it minimalizes what can happen. This is something that should have been discussed when Trinity decided to sell this. Who dropped the ball here? I've also been watching what's going on Flowell Hill. As I said, I have a good friend that lives up there. I am aware of and I will say to be nice, a total misrepresentation. This was a zoning matter from day one. We learned that back in 2017 from the zoning board. You need to ask yourselves why this just didn't go to zoning. They're a fair board, and they've caught issues on this property in the past when things were tried to be done that weren't within the ordinances. I think an investigation is needed into this matter and other zoning issues that have come before this board from the residents in the last year. We spend a lot of money on code enforcement every year, and we have found out there have incorrectly or purposely ignored zoning codes, made comments about residents in emails, and have ignored residents completely that have questions. We're spending over $250,000 a year on code enforcement who do not understand the ordinance's simple situation. What is going on with the bigger projects that we don't know about? And I was informed by Janie Deemer that she mowed the roadside. I don't know whose it was, but she got cited for putting grass on the road, for mowing the roadside, probably a township roadside. So one more thing, I hope the new manager cares about the residents and they come first. I hope the new manager understands that South Trevane doesn't need asphalt on every corner of the township. I hope he manages the employees or she so they understand, respect the residents, and get South Trevane operating within its financial means. I hope he can read a financial statement, read the existing township ordinances, and follow them.
Thank you. Other comments, Judy?
Judy Canassi, Green Crescent Drive. Regarding Floral Hill, I know that members of this board have been made aware that the township manager and code enforcement have misrepresented the facts, including what the zoning hearing board said 6 years ago, that the township engineer was on the property when they were not. And I know you have emails confirming this from both the zoning hearing board chairman and KLH. This is affecting residents who have lived here for decades, and residents were promised at the end of June in front of Supervisor Lukatich, not by, but in front of, that this would go to zoning. It has not. I recently got an email from the zoning chairman on Sunday, and he said it is going to zoning. Is this true or not? Because these people continue to build at 6:40 a.m. outside of, again, another ordinance. And now there's a porta potty blocking the road vision for the people driving up and down the hill. Mr. Eisenmaker has pictures of dirt all over the road and trucks parked. You can't get anywhere on this road. It's not safe. It curves and nothing's being done. Since we're here tonight, and again, is it going to zoning or not? Brandon, is it going to zoning?
I talked to Chair Sullivan the other day. He's interested in just having a discussion about this part of the zoning code.
That's not what he said to me in an email. He said to me, it is going to the zoning hearing board. You told Met people it was going.
If it's not going to the
variance.
zoning, it's not. A
It's
variance is
not,
not
okay,
needed.
so then people have to go, as soon as they lay concrete in the wrong
The
place,
variance is
they
not
can
needed.
come to the township and ask for it to go to the zoning hearing board, correct?
A variance is not required for this project.
It is required, Brandon. Did you not read the ordinance? They told you 6 years ago it was required and you fought them then. And that's, again, thank goodness you're finally leaving. And I just want to say that you're honoring somebody tonight who deserves at least. You should be honoring Wyatt Streeter, who's leaving, and ask him why he's leaving. We had a woman 70 years old take her life because she was being harassed by her neighbors. Crimes were committed against her and ordinances again broken. And rumors by this township staff that were spread about her before she took her life. This is getting ridiculous. We have a supervisor or a manager that supported developers and not the residents. We got rid of the sewage authority. Our volunteer fire department was cut down and all the members that had been there for years. Now I know Kramer's building it back up, but it was cut down and negative letters sent out years ago by this township supervisor. There was $35,000 penalty because the pensions were paid 7 months late. We still don't have an answer. Our township has a fire tax that they tried to hide as a fire hydrant tax about a year ago. We have higher taxes than we've ever had. This township is being left in the worst shape it's been in the 41 years that I have lived here, and we're honoring someone for that? Ridiculous.
Other public comments?
Darlene Scavati,
Yes, Ms. Scavati,
I have a public comment.
go for it.
Okay, I don't believe Brandon Stanek should be being honored either at tonight's meeting. How you are leaving our township financially and what you've done to my husband and I since 2017 does not need honor.
Scavati, the
It
meeting.
needs investigated.
Cut her off. The
There's
meeting
too many
is
uncertainties, a
adjourned.
lot of questions unanswered.
Next session's for personnel.
Welcome to South Trevine, everybody. We have no rights. 17 years that woman's been tormented, and they won't let her talk. They've called her foolish, they called her crazy. They can go as long as they want. They can go in there, they're gonna sit there, and they're upset because the truth is coming out about what's going on with this township. It's ridiculous.
Jordan, will they come back or should we all leave?
So they'll come back.
Okay.
I have one thing positive to say. Down last week in the middle of Floor Hill Drive, broke my hip. A neighbor's dog jumped on me, which he was in a loving state. But I do want to say something positive for our township. Our road crew and our police department was right there for my help, and I really like to thank them. So all the negativity that's being said right now is really, I do want to thank them, the office, and the police department.
Well, Penny, you were one of the people who would spread the rumor about the woman who killed herself, so thank you too.
I know.
And you said it to me, so I'm a witness.
Judy,
If her family goes to court,
Judy,
go ahead,
word of
Penny.
mouth sometimes going to get you into trouble.
Penny, quote, who does the volunteer fire department not allow to their parties anymore? Quote,
Wonder why?
we all know why. Wanna
Because
keep
there
going,
was
Penny?
too much food ate.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, same to you. No.
Besides this device, is there anyone else on that machine? All right, just we have one, this device still on there yet.
Meeting is reconvened. Ms. Scabati, you're up. Please keep it civil.
I finished what I had to say.
Okay, thank you. That concludes public comment. We move on. Just as a matter of record, it is very upsetting to this board when we have citizens come in here and call the staff liars or cheaters or not doing their job. That's just not civilized behavior. And we would respectfully ask that you respect each other. We're all citizens of the same community. We have similar goals, but it is most embarrassing for us to be calling public officials names, employees names, etc. That needs to stop. It's not worthy.
Then you should treat the residents the way you would like to be treated.
All right, come on, let's go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Burns. Go ahead, Mr. Burns.
Get it cracking, go on.
Yes, ma'am. We move on. We have before us the meeting minutes from the non-legislative special meeting on June the 8th. Motion to approve would be in order.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign, so ordered. We have meeting minutes from June 27th, 2023, regular meeting. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I meant to mention earlier that Supervisor Murphy is on vacation and is not here, so it's a four-member board. We move to financial business approval of payroll for the periods June 11, 2023 through June 24, 2023, and the period June 25 through July 7, 2023. Bills for the period June 24 through July 21. Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and seconded. Seeing no discussion, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Announcements.
Mr. Chairman, we had an executive session on Tuesday of last week, as well as yesterday. And tonight before the meeting.
All right, thank you. Item number 7 on the agenda is township reports and presentations. First is the MS4 report. During this period of time, any citizen wanting to address the board on the topic of stormwater will be given 3 minutes. Is there such a request?
Darlene Scavati.
Ms. Scavati, you have 3 minutes.
Early spring, it was mentioned that we were going to start doing our MS4 inspections on all the developments in the township, which is required. I was wondering where we were at with that with KLH.
We have an answer?
Yes, we had the outfall inspections, earlier this year in April?
Yeah, we worked with the public works department about the
Right.
outfalls and stuff.
Trained the public works crew and did the outfall inspections this past April.
How about the basins?
The comment made in the public meeting was about the outfall inspections, not about the basins.
Okay, so the basins haven't been, they're not on the schedule to be inspected as required.
Not just yet, because basins don't need inspected every year, correct?
Right.
That's best practice.
Yeah, but how long's it been since you did the inspections, Brandon?
On Basin 1, we've done 4 since I've been here.
I'm not asking about Basin One. I said in the township.
I think we're working with KLH right now to get those scheduled.
Okay,
They're
that's what you
full
told me.
program.
That's what you told me before in spring, so we should be working on that.
We'll get to it.
Anything else? Ms. Scavati, you finished?
No, I'm done. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else with an MS4 comment? Seeing none, we move forward. Township managers report.
Secretary Treasurer's report is submitted for the board's review.
Very good, thank you. Solicitor.
Just been involved with numerous items for the township, such as some design, some planning and so forth. That's all.
Thank you. Township engineer.
No real updates from the report. One thing I wanted to mention is there will be 2 separate LSA funding opportunities between the year. That's something that we bring in. So,
Thank you. Unfinished business. Seeing none, new business, a resolution granting preliminary and final minor subdivision approval for Ron and Kelly Robinson for the Ronald Robinson subdivision plan of the property located at 600 Floral Hill Drive. The motion?
Mr. Chairman, you want granted briefing or need for it?
I looked at him, he didn't, do you have
You-
something to say?
Sure. We have the Robinsons in attendance, but this is a lot on Floral Hill, lot 207, that they're looking to subdivide 2 acres off. So there'll be a vacant 10-acre parcel.
Sure. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Discussion. Seeing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Item B is a resolution granting preliminary and final minor subdivision approval for the Matthew and Nicole Senke and the Matthew Senke subdivision of the property located at 1427 North Main Street. See, these folks are in front of us as well. Is there something?
Sure. This is a house, a 1-lot acre house in the R4 district on North Main Street and Donovan Avenue. They're looking to subdivide it in half and yeah, that's all I have.
Is there a motion?
So moved. I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Item C, resolution granting preliminary and final land development approval for the West Penn Power for construction operation and maintenance of a mechanics garage at their property at 365 Washington Road. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. So ordered. D, a motion authorizing Premier Power Solutions LLC to shop for renewal rates for the supply of electricity and natural gas for municipal facilities. That's a periodic.
Thing. We usually do 2 or 3 year contracts just for the best gas for the best electricity rates for our facility.
Your motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Item item E, a resolution amending the South Strabane Township Employee Manual concerning paid time off. Mr. Stanek.
The board had last meeting entered an MOU with the Public Works Department. We like to keep non-uniform personnel, whether they're union or not, in parity. So this change in the personnel manual mirrors the MOU that the board approved.
Their motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. The motion carries. Item F is a motion accepting the resignation of firefighter Wyatt Streeter. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Mr. Chairperson,
Yes, sir.
would you just let the public know he will be recognized?
Yes, I was
Okay, I'm sure you're gonna do that.
I was just ready to say it. We will be recognizing the, I believe, 32 years of service of Mr. Streeter at a future meeting, but I would state tonight that we are deeply grateful for his service. That motion has passed, if I recall correctly. Item G, a motion ratifying the termination of Stephen Slozinski from the South Strabane Township Fire Department. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. That motion carries. Item H is a motion appointing firefighters. I'm going to recognize our chief, Jordan Kramer, to hold forth on this subject, sir.
Sure. So with the impending resignation of firefighter Streeter, we'll have an opening of a full-time firefighter. In doing so, we open that up to our current part-time firefighters, and one was selected. Given that, we will have vacancies in our part-time staff that we're looking to fill with 3 others. So up for your approval is a promotion of Martin Bantucci to full-time and the hiring of Brian McCo, Brandon Newman, and Noah Quadro.
Marty here?
Yes, so it's Martin, Noah Quadro, and Brandon Newman.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you for being here.
Congratulations.
We're gonna hire him first and then we're gonna clap.
Yeah,
One
that's
looks a
right.
little nervous, like it. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Now we can clap again. Thank you for being here for the community. Appreciate it. Anything else, chief?
I think you might want information on your next one.
Yep. The next item on the agenda is a motion approving an agreement with the South Strabane Volunteer Fire Department. And I think I'll turn it over to the chief for comment.
So historically, the volunteer fire department in South Strabane has provided services that went off of an agreement that was established in the early 2000s. Things have changed over time. Many residents might be aware over the past several years, there were various tensions between a number of factors within that agreement. One of the things that we've been working on over the past 60 months that I've been here is getting us to a point in which we can develop a new agreement that benefits everybody involved. Happy to say that we have support of everyone involved and an agreement that benefits everybody. So we have those terms of that agreement up here tonight as well.
Very good. Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Discussion on the motion. Seeing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Item J is a resolution honoring the public service of Township Manager Brandon Stanek. I would ask my colleague Supervisor Weber to read that proclamation.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairperson. I'd be glad to do it. South Strabane Township, Washington County, Pennsylvania. Resolution number 18-23. A resolution honoring the public service of Township Manager Brandon J. Stanek. Whereas Brandon J. Stanek was born and raised in Washington County, graduated from West Virginia University in 2004 with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science, and went on to complete his graduate work earning a Master of Public Administration degree at Northern Illinois University in 2006. And whereas Mr. Stanek began his career in local government in 2004 by serving as administrative intern and then assistant to the village administrator in Lake Bluff, Illinois. And whereas He returned home in 2016, having been appointed Township Manager for South Strabane Township. And whereas Mr. Stanek oversaw the day-to-day operations of the township while serving in a number of capacities, including zoning officer, secretary treasurer, pension administrator, Washington County Sewage Council representative, and Washington County Tax Collection District Delegate and Executive Committee member. And whereas, over the course of his time as Township Manager, Mr. Stanek and the Board of Supervisors and department heads accomplished a variety of goals for the township, some of which include professionalized police officer and firefighting hiring practices, negotiated 6 labor contracts, implemented performance goal setting, established an IT work network and infrastructure, and implemented a property maintenance program. And whereas through his leadership and dedication vision, Mr. Stanek facilitated a 23-year update to the comprehensive plan, coordinated 9 different agencies for a DCED study to explore regional partnerships among area fire departments. Led a strategic planning initiative with the township, the South Strabane Fire Department, and the volunteer fire department to improve relationships and ensure fire and EMS services will meet the future needs and expectations of the community. And whereas the township benefited from the various professional relationships developed and fostered by Mr. Stanek, including the Washington County Chamber of Commerce, the Redevelopment Authority of the County of Washington, and the Local Government Academy, various consultants, neighboring municipal governments, and large commercial property owners and members of the development and building community. And whereas the Stanek family and his network of friends, the Board of Supervisors and township staff have supported and contributed greatly to Brandon's service and accomplishments on behalf of South Strabane Township. Now therefore, be it resolved by the South Strabane Township Board of Supervisors of the County of Washington and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, that South Strabane Township hereby recognizes Brandon J. Stanek for his years of service to the township and its residents. And such recognition and the gratitude of South Strabane Township be publicly expressed to Brandon J. Stanek for his service to the community, and that this resolution be incorporated in the minutes of the Board of Supervisors meeting, that an executed copy of the resolution be presented to him as a token of appreciation for his service to South Strabane Township. Adopted this 25th day of July, 2023, acknowledged by Chairman Byrne, J. Bracken Burns, Russell J. Grego, Supervisor, K. Robert Weber, Supervisor, Mark Murphy, Vice Chairman, and Richard Lukatich. And I would say to Brandon, congratulations. You did well, a job well done. Thank you. If you don't mind, Mr. Chairman, I'm just going to start off and say a few words to Brandon and the rest of the fellows. And
Could we, before we get off, could we have a motion to
approve? That's a good idea. Let's approve this. I so moved.
Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Now you may speak.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I just want to, just a little bit of briefing. When Brandon applied for this job here, there was 100 applicants. They came from all over the country. And I want to say to you that I was in on those interviews. I interviewed a lot of people. And he was outstanding choice at the time, a very outstanding choice. And I followed his work pretty well. I worked closely with him on a lot of things. But as he got on his own feet, he kind of take over. He didn't need me anymore. I was like a mentor at first. Help him. I could have a great background in personnel, in management, administration, organization. That's what my forte is. And he followed a lot of those examples, but he developed his own leadership style also. And I was very pleased at his work overall at the township. He's done a lot of good things. A lot of things are done here. They go unnoticed. A lot of things, and good things are happening. Sometimes you just hear bad stuff, but the majority of his work this man took care of was very, very good. Good job, real good job. I say to him, thank you very much, my friend. I am his friend also. And I thank you for your good work here. I acknowledge your good work. I was in administration for a long time. I understand good work from bad work. So I want you to know, overall, you did a good job. And I want to congratulate your new job and wish you the very best as you move on to Finley Township. And I'm sure you'll do a good job up there. So there you are, my friend. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome.
Well, we had our talk today.
Yeah.
We did a personal one-on-one today. It was, you know,
Richard, do you have any, well, parting comments?
Easy, Rich.
Brandon, he's really one of us. He's a Valley boy, born and raised here, and he's been here as long as I've been here, a little bit longer. And you don't see what goes on behind the doors here. He doesn't just put in a 40-hour week. It's like a 120-hour week. You're always here. I think you sleep under your desk.
Don't violate zoning, Rich. Don't violate zoning.
But he, he gave 200% for the township, and he's still gonna live in the township. And I was glad he was here.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, I certainly salute Brandon as a friend and a colleague. Job well done. And we wish you well in the future.
Mr. Chairperson,
Yes, sir.
will you please give our solicitor a chance to speak to Mr. Stanley? Mr. Maple?
I wish him well in the future. I think that he's been friendly at times and done a good job, and I wish him the best.
Mr. Chairman, one more time, I don't want to belabor this and we'll bear out the welcome. But if there's anybody in the audience who wants to get up and say a word or two, the police chief, the fire chief, the code enforcement officer, Stephanie, Lisa, and these folks that are our engineer, if you want to say something, feel free to stand up and I'll keep quiet, Mr. Burns, you can take over from here. Sorry about that.
Is there any staff member that wants to suck up to the boss before he leaves?
It's pointless.
Joke there. All right, I understand.
Thank you all. When I saw this ad pop up in 2016, I had literally had to go to the map to understand where Washington and South Strabane were. And as soon as I saw that the old mall was in South Strabane and that South Strabane was what became the better part of Washington, yeah, I couldn't sleep for the next 3 months because I was so excited about it. So, and then these are old stomping grounds, and grew up in the valley, but Washington was sort of the big city. My baby doctor was here, Dr. Bear. He was right across the street from Dennis's office. The first week I was here, I saw my neighbor from back home, who was the mayor of Long Branch, and Dennis has known him for years, and it was just a lot of connections happening so quick. And I'm very appreciative of the old connections, and I'm even more appreciative of the new connections that I've made. South Strabane, you've made an impression on me, and forever you'll have a place in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, moving on. Item K on the agenda is a motion supporting the 225th anniversary parade for the Washington County Agricultural Fair and serving as an applicant for a PennDOT highway occupancy permit. Is there a motion to support this?
So moved, Mr. Chairperson.
Second. Moved and seconded. Do we need any clarification on this, Brandon, or is it?
What this is we've done this before for certain nonprofits and for certain private companies where PennDOT will only engage in a highway occupancy permit with the municipality. So what this is they're going to have a banner strung over North Main Street. So PennDOT would like them to have a highway occupancy permit.
And a parade too.
And a parade, yes.
Okay. Just to clarify for everybody here, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. So ordered. Item L is a motion approving Exhibit A to the municipal winter traffic services agreement with PennDOT for the 2023-2024 winter season. That is simply an agreement with PennDOT that our maintenance crew does some of the state-owned highways as a contract and for a fee. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
Second. Discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So ordered. Item M is a motion approving an agreement with Jordan Kramer to serve as the interim township manager. This is just simply a point of contact within the township for citizens, for staff, for the board, et cetera, so that we have a relatively smooth transition from the current administration to our next township manager. And is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. All right, the next item is a motion appointing a township manager as I believe we're going to table this. Is
Yeah, a motion to table.
there a second?
Second.
Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So ordered. Letter N is a motion approving a road bond agreement with Columbia Gas for the use of Fisher Road during the line 1570-1711 actuation project. This is a traditional road bond agreement. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second. Moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So ordered. All right, and letter O is a motion canceling the Board of Supervisors meeting scheduled for August 22nd. And that will be rescheduled for August 29th at 7 p.m.
Motion to approve.
Okay, is there a second? Moved and seconded. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, we're trying to adjust schedules with some already approved training and approved vacations.
Oh, that's
It
right.
would just,
Okay.
that's a board factor.
All right, it's a staffing issue. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Is there any other item to come before the board? Seeing none, this meeting stands adjourned. Thank you for attending.